Hey everybody, I wanted to talk about a common barrier to weight loss, and that's willpower. So people frequently list willpower as a barrier to weight loss, and this makes perfect sense. We live in an environment that's actually termed obesogenic. So obesogenic refers to weight loss being challenging, so our environment's not conducive to weight loss. As a matter of fact, it's actually conducive to weight gain. And this has to do with the ease and access of high calorie and highly palatable, so basically foods that taste really good. Those kind of foods, high calories, taste really good. We have really easy access to that kind of food. So it's not a surprise that willpower is a commonly listed barrier. And willpower is a little bit like a muscle. It can get stronger with training, or we can improve our ability to resist temptations with training. But in the meantime, it's a good idea to have other strategies so you're not solely relying on willpower. So number one is to actually re-engineer your eating environment. So you can do that in a couple different ways. One would be to increase distance from where you eat to where the unhealthy food is. So if you eat in the kitchen and you have unhealthy food in the kitchen, it's going to be very, very easy for you to just reach for something that's unhealthy. So what you could do is maybe put that in a basement refrigerator or a garage refrigerator. Another thing that you can do is decrease the visibility of that unhealthy food. So instead of putting it in a clear container, you can wrap it up in tin foil so that you can't actually see the unhealthy food. When you open up the fridge, that's going to mean you're less likely to reach for that unhealthy food. Another really great idea is to just not even let the food come into your house. If it's not there, you're not going to eat it. So when you're going grocery shopping, that would be a good time to practice willpower. That's strategy number one. Strategy number two is to actually schedule planned cheats. So for me, trail mix is one of my favorite foods. It's not necessarily unhealthy, but it is very calorically dense. And the way that I eat it, I could eat 1,000 calories and that wouldn't even be a problem. So what I do is I go to the bulk food section when I go grocery shopping, and I'll just get a small amount and I'll say, okay, this is what I can eat for the week. I'm not completely depriving myself, but I'm eating in more moderation. So that's number two, is to schedule out planned cheat meals. Number three, don't be so hard on yourself. So if you end up splurging and you come to your senses and you're like, wow, I ate too much, don't say, what the hell, I might as well keep eating more. Just recognize that you made a little tiny mistake. That's one day out of 365 days in the year. Take it as an opportunity to get better and to grow. So the next day, just try to do a little bit better. If you had 4 pieces of pizza, it's not the end of the world. The next day, do a little bit more exercise, eat a little bit less, and then continue with that throughout the rest of the week. One mess up is not going to ruin everything. The only way one single mess up is going to really have a detrimental impact is if you let it lead to you stopping. So make sure you don't stop. Don't be so hard on yourself if something like that happens. Idea number 4, the last idea, is to make some food rules. So what I mean by that is kind of trade-offs. If you want a bowl of ice cream, make a food rule. Say if I'm going to eat a bowl of ice cream tonight, I'm only going to do that if I go and walk for 30 minutes. So the 30-minute walk isn't going to, which maybe you'll burn 100 something calories. It's not going to negate the ice cream, but it's going to make it better. And exercise in general is just good. So if you really feel like you need to eat that bowl of ice cream, just make a little food trade-off rule. I'm going to walk for 30 minutes. I'm going to go to the gym for an hour. I'm going to run for 20 minutes, something like that. Another thing that you can do is just it's a bad idea to ever say I can't have anything. Instead, what you could try saying is, I'm not going to have this now, but I can have this later. So if you're looking at an unhealthy food and it's really tempting you, you don't have to say I'm never going to have it. Just say I'm not going to have it now, but I can have it later. So if unhealthy food is staring at you right in the face, you're likely in a hot situation. So you're going to be guided more by your emotions or your feelings. But if you say that, they'll give you some time to cool down. And then you can come back to that food and you can still eat it. Maybe you eat a little bit less when you're in more of a cool state than a hot state. Give you a little bit more time to plan. So those are 4 things that you can do if willpower is a barrier to your weight loss goals.